It is hot, hot, hot. I didn't think about that when I put on this sweater. It's foggy out too. Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Saint Artist. We're gonna do our makeup today. Shocking. And just talk about things. You know, I had somebody ask me a question about palettes and I wanted to get in and talk about them. So while I wait for people to pop on, because we know the rule, when one's here, we're all here. And we're gonna get some demi palettes, so many palettes. Let's get some palette sizes. Is that a bigger one? That's a bigger one. There we go. Let's talk palette sizes. I think I've got all of them over there. I'll grab this guy. All right. I think, okay. Just waiting for people to get on. I know I'm late. I'm getting into the groove of everything with school. This is my first Monday with school back in session, and my desk's a mess. And because my school's back in session, so I'm not gonna be able to do 8 a.m. It's gonna be, I'm shooting for 8:30, but between 8:30 and 9. But I know not everybody can make that, especially with me being on the West Coast, and a lot of my peeps are over on the East Coast. So here we are. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna prep my face. I'm almost out of everything now. I'm at the end of this guy. It's time to make an order. So I'll do that today, because I can't just walk into an Ulta anymore. But I've been using Urban Decay as that primer. I love it. I love it. I love my milk. I'm gonna get milk, Urban Decay, Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna get all the good things. I may try that Laura Mercier setting powder I've been hearing about, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna do my eyebrows first, even though I want to, because I always mess them up when I'm doing my face. It's so hot in here. I tell you, I don't know. All right, Saint Makeup. I want to talk about palettes because that's what somebody had asked me about. Somebody said, will you please share the different sizes of palettes, especially comparing them to demi? So the demi palettes, I want to say they're a little off because the demi shades, you got to kind of Tetris everything in, but there are so many different demi, I feel like I have something on my nose. There are a lot of demi-size palettes, but they're all flat. But the bonus to a demi palette is their mirrors are bigger. And so a lot of people like to use just their demis for their purse palettes. My favorite is the palette 6. This is my brow kit, but it makes a great lip kit. I took this when I've taken my balm out. I took this to a football game. I kept my setting powder with me because you know I'm oily. And then I had a balm in here, and then I have Homecoming because it's just, I mean, it's here for a couple more weeks and until the end of the month, and then it's gone for I don't know how long. But Homecoming is such a beautiful lipstick. I love it. It's gloss. I can't wear gloss on my cheeks, but it could be an illuminator, I'm thinking, but it's such a beautiful lipstick, and I'm gonna wear it today. But these are the demi palettes. So they're all a single level, and they're so pretty, and you can get them in this fun little pattern. I just think it's a cool pattern, or you can get them in black. But they have, when it has the numbers on them on their sizes, it's based off of little sizes like this. This is today's eyeshadow that I'm using. All right, but they have it, but their mirrors are bigger. Oh, they're bigger, but they have so many sizes. You got the 6. I don't know the numbers to the rest of them. And then you got a long one. This is about the size of our triple deckers and double deckers. But you can see the size is a little different. And this little difference here can be a real pain in the patootie because the full-size tins, you kind of have to jimmy rig in. Is it this one I was looking at? That's why these are turned and it's not long, long, long. I had to turn it this way, and this I had to cram in there. So they're good, but they're off. It's kind of like our eyeshadow palette, that white one, which is somewhere in a bag from an event I did. And those don't fit exactly perfectly with the full-size tins. But this demi palette right here, I used to use this for my whole face because it was just nice to be able to show your whole face in one place. And look at how big, like, hey guys. It's nice to have a bit, you won't find a palette with this big of a mirror. Even in our artist palettes, These are the considered artist palettes. This is my eyeshadow one. That's the mirror, like this little mirror. So if you're looking for a single layer palette, while this is big, this has a big mirror and you could easily slide this into a purse. And aside if you didn't want one that big, then there's this size. And this also has a really great big mirror. I like these, but I do prefer my multi-layer palettes because of powders. I like that you can put, ooh, I need to keep this. This is what I keep all my demi in, is this guy. All right. I like these, but I like to keep my powders and my creams separate. So if anything breaks, it's not gonna compromise my stuff. So this is my favorite for travel, is the triple decker. I wish the maple would come back, but they're so good. This is my everyday size, is the double deckers, and I keep my creams on the top, and then I try to keep my powders separate, but you know life. But I do try to keep them especially away from my main highlights. All right, we're gonna do, God, I wanna do my eye makeup first because it's some wild color. So in my Facebook group, if you're not part of it, click the link in the description and come and join it, because in there I do a weekly choose my eyeshadows, and it's autumn. And so we get to pick all those colors we didn't really wear in the summertime. And so today we are gonna be playing with Havana, which is like Leo, it's just a bit brighter. And today's combo is gonna be different. I'm really not sure. This is Emerald City. It's a pigmented shimmer, so it's gonna pick up the way Kin does. It's not gonna be sheer, but that is Emerald City, so it's green. And then I don't know, I'm gonna look crazy today, but this is Dollywood, and it's a glitter. We'll see. We'll see how that works. I'm not a big fan of glitter, but I picked 4 colors that were really pretty for autumn, and then in my Facebook group, I let my members pick, and whatever's the most popular is the first day, and then it just trickles down by favorites. So we have some fun combos. I counted them. I always post it very early on Monday, so I can, anyway, let's get her started. I have my face prepped, and we're gonna go into my correctors right here, which is Aspen and Suede. I like showing that especially here because there is that glit? What is on my nose? Well, it's Dollywood. It's like, woo. But I have hormonal breakouts because this week I'm a crazy person. That's at least what my husband says. I'm just not of sound mind this week because, you know, next weekend is the weekend. But I'm getting hormonal breakouts. I got one here, and they are not so much, they're undergrounders. So there's texture to them and all that good stuff. But we're going to do eyeshadow first. I'm not going to correct yet. I'm going to go into Sunlit. I've been liking this because I forgot how much I love the way that yellow undertone can cancel things out with such a thin layer. And so I've been loving it. And I don't know if it was last Monday or the Monday before, but do you remember when I did the balm and then I put the Tarte Shape Tape on side by side to my Saint and I wore it for the day? It wore incredible. Same. If you don't like Saint makeup or you don't want to try it and you love your current foundation, I really urge you to get the balm. Just the balm, because then it will not have that creasing and that cakey texture. It's so good. All right, we're going to go in and I'm going to prep with my Vanilla Dust. And I'm going to go Lash to Brown. We're going to do our shadow, because if there's fallout, I don't want it to mess with my makeup, especially glitters and that green. I'm going to use the eyeshadow brush because it's the first one on top. We're going to clean it out. And I'm going to let my setting powder be my brow highlight. So I'm just going to smear that on with my eyeshadow brush, and that's going to be my pop of brightness instead of using my Ride or Die Drift. All right, so we're going to go into Havana, and I'm actually going to do this from my lid. I'm going to put this on my lid. It's such a nice light bright. Leo has a little more depth to it, and it's a bit more warm and toasty. It's like a warm toasty version of Havana. Havana is a great transition color into autumn, I guess. It's more, I don't know. I think Leo is more of a fall autumn color, but we can really play with Havana. And I'm just going to build out right here as my transition color, really blend it up and out and around. You could stop there. I mean, it's a really pretty color, but we're gonna keep going because we're gonna play with Emerald City, but I wanted this orange to kind of, I want this Havana color to play with Dollywood as we keep going. So that's what we're gonna do. But homeschooling seems to be going well. That's always good. And if you're here, say, hey, where you from? What you doing? What's your plans today? And today's a busy day around here. I gotta go get artwork framed for my father-in-law. What else am I doing? I gotta go pick up a contract to renegotiate. Cool, sounds fun. And my daughters have swim team tryouts. They're super nervous. Swim team tryouts, 6 and 8. My 8-year-old, they're very different. My 8-year-old is very intense. And so she is going to take it really hard if she doesn't make it. I think she'll make it. She has really beautiful form, and she has the 1, 2, 3 stroke on freestyle really well. My 6-year-old she's a fun lover, and so she doesn't quite have that down yet. The 1, 2, 3 breathe, she just goes and then but yeah. All right, so we're gonna take Emerald City green. It has a shimmer to it. I want to start light, but I put everything in the same place every time, but I'm gonna focus it. I'm gonna put it right here on my lid with the small end first. And I'm gonna go along the lash line. This is kind of the way I put Cocoa, Philly, Oak, or Trust on, and I'm just gonna blend it out past the outer corner and up and over. It's gonna make this moody, but I have hooded eyes, and so do you see that little crease right there? I have a really hard time getting that filled in without stabbing my eye out. And so I kind of try to go around it, but I like to pull out and up. I'm gonna take this fluffy and it has no Emerald City, and we're just gonna give it a little blend. And then when I want a little bit, I go on the outside of the tin here and I just rub like that. And we're gonna go down here. I have to have smokiness that meets right here. And honestly, I've never really used Emerald City that much, hence there's really not a dent onto it. It's a great Halloween color. I mean, Wicked Witch of the West, here I come. I love dressing up as a witch though. It's so fun. But lately I've been a bat because we would get bats in our house. We think we solved our bat problem. That's all on Instagram. If you want to see the fiasco of our house over the last 5 years with bats coming in, you want to go to my Instagram, link in the description, and I have a whole highlight bubble specific to bats. We found out where they're coming in. I know a lot about bats now. We know a lot about bats. But this is not one of my normal eyeshadow combos. But this could be good. We'll see. I don't like to judge an eyeshadow color until everything's on. And then it's like, oh, that's really pretty. I do think that having a more bright green, I'm trying to think of which one I'm thinking of. Which one is it that I'm thinking of? Oh, I believe it's number 33. Yeah, this one would be really pretty with this, but I'm not gonna mess with it. It is very pretty though. That is probably my favorite of the greens. Emerald City I wanted to love because it's called Emerald City, and my favorite movie of all time is Wizard of Oz, but I'm really playing with this and blending it because I don't feel like I need to be this deep. I think I'm gonna do glitter last. I think I do. Do I? I don't know. I'm gonna grab my eyeliner. This is that Revant. I don't know how to say it, but it's a gel liner, and we are going to tight line the top right here. I just feel like it makes my lashes look thicker when I start adding my mascara. And I'm gonna flick this here, and I'm just gonna press this into the lashes, and I'm going to end up smoking this out. I'm gonna go on this lower lash part, and then I'm gonna hit a bit of the lash line. I'm gonna grab my, what is this, BK Beauty 204. It's this brush. It's a lot like the eye shader brush. I have a link for BK Beauty, but there is also an eye shader brush I always use that's a better price. Same brush, better price. I don't think that either one of them is superior. I just really wanted to, this I got in a collection for small hooded eyes. I don't think that the brushes are that different from Saints. The only one that is this one and this one. We don't have one like this, and I wish we had these two as double-ended options. But the other two brushes in the collection are these, which is essentially the eyeshadow brush. And you'll spend, I don't even know how much our eyeshadow brushes are, maybe $34, but this looks pretty much the same. It might be just a skosh smaller. And then the fluffy end, this one is a bit more domey, but to me they seem like they're the same size. I think the difference is this dome. I think you could get away with the Saint brushes, and people will argue that one with me, but I think you could spend less on a Saint brush and make it work with practice. But that's just me with fighting words. All right, we're gonna do the other eye, and then we're gonna dig into the face. If you have any questions, please ask. And yeah, please ask. I like answering questions. I like when everybody's chatty here. I will say this is my favorite of my platforms to go live. People on my Facebook are pretty quiet, but here, no way, Jose. We get going here. There are so many sirens out this morning. It must be because of the fog. We have a big fog bank in today. All right, taking that eyeshadow brush, and we're just gonna smoke this out. I might add a little bit of Emerald City to this because this seems like it needs a little more. And I'm just gonna smoke that out. I'm gonna push up on that liner and then smoke out the lash line. And I think I wanna do a liquid liner with this. So I'm gonna take my Stila Stay All Day. It's dual-ended. I really only use this fancy end because it's the small end. And I'm gonna go from here, from this point, and I'm gonna hug that lash line. And when I say hug, I go just above it, and then I'll fill in, and then I'm gonna wing it up. Do you hear all these sirens? This is the second time. The second time we've had crazy drivers here. All right, there we go. Okay, Mrs. Barris, good morning. Good morning. If Mr. Barris is with you, good morning. Good morning. All right, there we go. I'm just tightlining it, just giving it some definition. Same over here. I like having this pen with this super tiny end. Just really helps. But I just go just above my lash line so that it can be tidy. Sometimes those liquid brushes can look a little janky, and then I'll go in and fill in between the line and the lashes. It's like coloring. There we go. We're just gonna do that, and I'll fix the wing if I need to after my makeup is on, otherwise it'll just mess it up. Get some mascara. Mascara makes everything better. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. You can go and, I've used Chanel's. It's fine. I like this one. It's just as good. I'm sure those are fighting words for some people too, but I'm sorry, Chanel, you're nice and all, but your price ain't so nice. I was gonna get an eye cream I got to try once. I had a friend who worked for Chanel, and so I'd always get free goodies. I certainly wasn't gonna pay it was over $100 for an eye cream. That's crazy. I care about my skin, but even that has its limits. Doing well. So far, so good. Good. Yes, I'm glad you got me live. All right, I'm going to order this too when I order all my other stuff, because this one is clumpy, but it's better than over-the-counter clumpy. It's still good, but I like to fill up my roots. But this is reaching the end. I feel like since I've stopped, taking a break from wearing glue-on lashes, definitely from lash extensions, that my lashes might be growing, but this mascara needs to be replaced. All right, getting this side. I think the key is don't let that primer, that base, get too dry. Otherwise, it's terrible. And I think that's with any of the primers. It's like trying to put your mascara on at the end of the day over your mascara. It just doesn't work. All right, getting the tips. Getting the tips. All right, There we go. We are gonna do our face now. Now we can focus on the face. Are we all happy with that? I feel I wanna add more. I'm gonna wait to the end if I wanna add any more of that green. I kind of wanna smoke out the, we're going in. I'm gonna grab a little more of Emerald City and it's gonna go into that crease and then out. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, littlest tap into the crease and then smoking it out into that Havana color. We're gonna add this Dollywood. That is gonna be a doozy. I don't even keep that with my eyeshadows because, all right, we're also gonna do autumn colors. I've been loving Madrid with Sandstone, and then I'm gonna use my, since nobody can get Renaissance right now, we're gonna use my MAC Half Red. All right, with the blend brush, we're gonna go in and we're gonna take care of all my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. All right, Tammy, good morning. Emerald City looks amazing on Hazel. I got big old poo brown. It's hard to find anything that makes my eyes pop. Emerald City, I have a hard time with. I have a really hard time with it. All right now I'm just dulling the redness in my scarring and my breakouts. I've been having to use Demi on this, but it doesn't stay very long. I took it to a football game and I was not happy by the end of the football game because of my makeup. But we're just smearing this on redness. I have scarring around my mouth, chin. Ugh. I tell you, nobody told me that hormones would be like this. All right, going into that nose crease, getting those broken capillaries with Aspen. That is what you want right here because you don't want a lot of product in this area because you got your nose crease and you've got smile lines and stuff. So I like to add Aspen with whatever's left on the brush, and it creates that density, and you don't need a lot of product to cover it because you've already muted the color, so it's really just evening out the skin tone with a thin layer of makeup, and so you don't get that clumping and creasing. If you're dry in that area or it is just a heavy texture for you, grab some of that balm and prep it. I'm telling you, it's so good. It changed the way I talk about Tarte Shape Tape. I never thought I'd ever say anything nice about that stuff again, but here I am. I used it yesterday and it was nice because I just wanted to do it because I was getting on my Facebook group to talk about the free shipping day. It's hard to share here. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, you want to join the Facebook group. All right, now I'm going to go into my suede. I love this stuff. I like it as an underpainter. I like it as a corrector. It's just so good. I put a good amount on because this little spot here is really hard for me. And then I have a whole, not a whole bunch, but I have my hyperpigmentation coming through up here. This is why I do my eyebrows last, is because when I'm fixing these, pushes this down and then you got that guy. And so I'm using the fluffy end just to have more spread, I guess. I fix that brow a little bit. But I like to drape it back, and it's just a good little underpainter. Grab a little more. I have a spot here. That's just a freckle, but I have, up here it's not as bad, but for balance, having things same on both sides of your face, that's why I bring it up. It's just nice. It's just draping it up. It's nice. It's thin. It's good. It doesn't, it's sheer. It's sheer. You could still see that little guy, but I'm using cedar contour today. And I think if you have freckles and you feel like your contour pulls them through, cedar's a really good option. Okay, we're grabbing some of that balm on my fingers here and we're gonna press those under my eyes. I'm not gonna use the Tarte today. I'm gonna stick with, I don't know what kind of under eye. Do we want me to do Demi or do we want me to do Frenchie? You guys decide because I do them last. But I like to prep with the balm. I use the peach scent and it doesn't burn my eyes. It's not like a thing and I don't smell like a Snapple. So there's that. All right, I'm gonna use Hazel. It is out of stock right now. Rumor has it, mark your calendars for September 20th. That's when it's supposed to be back. But dang, I was really hoping it would be back by this weekend. All right, do we want, let's see, let's do blush and bronzer brush because it's good. I like it. I really don't steer away from my favorites on here, do I? I really don't. I don't know if there's a brush anybody wants to see, tell me. I call them my dynamic duo, and that's my blush and bronzer and my detail brush. Let me clean this. You guys tell me if you want me to use a different brush. How about that? You guys got some work to do. Am I doing demi or 3D correcting under my eyes? And which brush do you want to see me use? Whew. Clean that in a space. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. Mr. Barris, what am I doing? What am I doing, Mr. Barris? Do you like the 3D brush? Demi under my eyes. You got it. Demi under the eyes. Now, which brush do we want to see for the full face? 3D. Do we want to see the buff brush? Stick to my ride or die favorites. The dynamic duo. Powder brush. I'm not going to use the blend brush. I don't like it on my full face because I like fuller coverage. You tell me. Come on, guys. There we go. This is clean. Getting ready to reach for it. Mr. Barris, don't let me down. All right. 3D brush. Okay. Tammy. Rain. I'm so close to the camera. Rain eyeshadow. I love it. Love it. So pretty. Okay, I'm grabbing the 3D brush. It's not my favorite. I'm doing it though. I'm gonna really live on this end. Granted, it is similar to this. I really like this brush for this end right here. Anyway, okay, we're gonna put my main face on with this. I'm gonna do my whole face with it. All right, so everybody says the 3D brush. This is a fan favorite. I don't know why, but I wanted to show all up in the business. So I have this hyperpigmentation coming in. These are my moles that are gonna turn into grandma moles. And I'm gonna balance the beard. And I'm going to be using Athens again, September 20th if you're needing a refill. But I tap it in and I'm going to go boom, 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 and then really over this area too. So I put it on where I need it the most. I have this little marionette line coming in. I don't know. And I don't like it in any kind of creases. I do also have large pores. And so I like to stipple this. The difference between stippling and sweeping is going to be your coverage. If you want it to be more medium coverage, because this is a good medium to light coverage brush. If you want more medium coverage, swirl. If you want fuller coverage, stipple. It just kind of gets it pressed into the skin, gives you that skin-like finish. Swirling it is going to thin it out. I like stippling for two reasons. I like fuller coverage, and I have correcting on, and this helps hold it. But because I had put that aspen around my nose, I can just take whatever's left on my brush, go into that crease. It gives me the coverage I want, and it's not a lot of product, so it's not going to create that cakey, creasy stuff that you didn't like in your old makeup. That's it. That was a lot. Sorry. Grabbing some more. I don't like a bunch of cakiness on my brushes. I'm going to go over this little pimple, over these little pimples, and then over my scarring first. I stamp it on to the areas I really need it first, and then I go through and thin it out with the lighter amounts. And then very, very last, after I've gotten it where I want it, I always have a hard time right here. But I'm bringing it up, bringing it down. I'm going to sweep it here. And then I'll go into my crease. Bang, 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 bang. There we go. All right. But if there was a color you're camping on and you haven't tried Rain, it's a blue and it's so, I did my eyeshadow with it a couple weeks ago. It's a really scary blue. I think people find it scary. Where did I put it? There it is. People find this to be a very scary blue, but on your lids, it's so pretty, especially hazel eyes, brown eyes. This Rain color with a neutral eye like Havana or Leo, it's so good. I love it. So anyways, blues. My tummy's growling. Okay, too much coffee, not enough breakfast. All right, we're going in and we're going to get this done pretty quick because I have an appointment at 10 o'clock. All right, boom, 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 boom. There we go. I just kind of dulled the redness. All right, I'm going to take this pointy end and I'm going to go into Sunlit, my brightening. Sunlit is not for everyone. I have a lot of discoloration. I have this red spot. I don't know what it is because it's not, what did I just do? I have a spot. I don't know what it is, but it's not a zit, and so I can cancel it out with that. But I like the work it does. It's not just a brightener. But I don't do a lot because it is quite a bit lighter than my actual skin tone. All this is supposed to do is mimic reflecting light, and that's where light reflects, is right here. And I pull it over my brows to cancel out any discoloration, like that. And then I just kind of keep it right there and pull it down. I'm not going to do my nose until I do my contour. We're going to tap in a little more with that pointy end, and I'm just going to hit right here on my Cupid's bow, and then right here on my chin. This is a texture, I can't get rid of it. Don't think you're going to get rid of any kind of puffiness under your eyes, zits, fine lines. You can't make them disappear, but we can certainly camouflage them. And so what I'm going to do is get this brightening on. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to grab, with the pointy end, a little bit of my Athens, and I'm going to go over this zit. And while it's not blended in, I'm going to go into my powder right there, flick off some, and I'm going to go over it like that. And then with the short end, I'm going to tap it over and let them mix and work together. But a texture is a texture. I'm not going to be able to flatten it, but I'm not going to create so much product that it's going to have flakiness, dryness, pores open up when they're pushed up, and it's not going to accentuate that. So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do contouring. I'm going to do it a little different because it's the 3D brush and not all brushes apply the same. So with the big fat end, we're going to go into cedar, and I don't put any of my Athens on my forehead. I don't need to. I have an uneven skin tone. I've got stuff going on, but I'm going to add cedar here and here because that's where you have natural, I don't know, dimension. And so I'm working with it. I'm going to push it across the top of the forehead, down into that temple. Same thing. Hey, swirl, 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 pull it down, pull it across. Okay, and then with this brightening and this contour, you can see the difference in the line. We're going to add a little more contour here. I'm going to take this little end and I'm going to pull my brightening into my contour. And that, look at that, magic, but it's makeup. And it takes that too dark contour that's creating shadow and dimension and coverage because it's all foundation, and that too light brightening. Once they come together, it creates essentially your main highlight. And that's that. All right. I love the blush and bronzer brush. Yes, and they're the dynamic duo. They should have a collection. All right, we're going to stay with this short end, but I'm going to tap it on the side into my contour, and we're going to do the cheek. So above your natural shadow, but not on top of your cheek. It's going to just sit right in the middle. You're going to be at an angle because our skull is not a circle. And so we're going to just follow that naturalness. So come up to the top of your, I don't like my ears. Plus they turn red when I'm doing lives because I have social anxiety, even if it's just on my phone. So yeah. Anyway, so I bring that there. I do like it to be a little dark because it's going to blend down. Ooh, out for delivery. Oh my gosh, guys, I got a new chicken outfit. I've become the crazy chicken lady. Oh, and their tops. I got these new, they're like a brick orange. And I got thermal shirts for when I clean out my chicken poop. I consider it my workout. I need to do more. But I'm just going above that natural shadow and up. Now again, texture is texture. The zit, it's not colored. It's got its own shadow. It's like the Mount Rainier of my face right now. So we're just gonna pop this up right there. I love cedar. It's such a pretty color. Now for my nose, I have a little bump and it's right here. So I like, when I'm using the 3D brush, I like to apply my contour with my fingers. I put it on my ring fingers. These are your weakest fingers, so they're not gonna do too much. And I just let them touch and then I go down like that. And then follow that brow and down and then empty them off on the tip of your nose. And then we'll take this fat end and we're gonna blend it. And it's okay if it's not perfect because that's what your brightening is gonna do. And I just tap because I have that bump. So if I rub it, it's gonna create that high point. and then I'm going to bridge it together. And then get the tip, and then push, 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 push. All right, we're going to take this pointy end. We're going to make it real pointy. We're going to go into Sunlit. I'm going to hold it by the bristles. We're going to go into Sunlit. Now you can do this with your finger too, but we're going to go boom, 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 boom. Does not have to be, clearly it doesn't have to be right smack in the middle. And then I'm going to go right here that way. But I want to bring this up right here. Okay. I'm going to take my finger, my warm 96.2 degree finger. I'm going to tap this across the tip, and I'm going to tap it up. If you want to sweep it, go for it. But I just tap this in, and this just helps me press it into the skin, meld it in, and it makes a nice nose. Get down here, and then bam, bada bang, bada boom, bringing it up. And that's my nose. That's a darn good looking nose, okay? That's a good looking nose. All right, next, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do bronzer. We're gonna do the bronzer. My Frenchie is on its last, I can't even melt it down at this point. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna use the fat end. We're gonna go into Bella bronzer. It's my favorite. High Tide is good. I've had a lot of returns of High Tide. So Bella, I recommend Bella hands down every time. I'm going above that contour, and because it's autumn, okay, I'm bringing it up right here. Just, this is the only place I put bronzer aside from my neck. And I've got a collar on today, so I'm gonna be extra careful. But I'm taking my bronzer and I'm hitting that on top of the cheek, but I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna bring it down. I really like having my bronzer play with my blush every season. There's not a season that's off limits for bronzer. I'm sorry, I don't care. It's always bronzer season, okay? And then we're gonna go over here. Now, when it's summer, when we get into summer and you have your main highlight, use your bronzer to deepen it until you hit your summer shade. That's what I do, is I just tap into a little bit of bronzer and then I let it build up my main highlight. So I'll use Athens, I'll load Athens up, and if it's too light, because I'm getting a little bit of sun, but I'm not quite at that summer color, we know where that is, I tap into Bella a little bit and it just builds it up really good. If it goes too far, tap into your brightening. Like, you can play with these colors because they all are formulated the same, they all work the same, but I just go like this. Now, I use Madrid the way I use Frenchie to help combat my discoloration. I am gonna grab a little bit of bronzer and I'm gonna go right up here. Now, I have breakouts on my neck. So once I do this, I'm really just focusing it right here on this front part. I'm gonna go into, my neck is light. So I lead with my brightening and then I tap into my main highlight. And so this deepens up that brightening just a little bit to cover up these little pimples that I'm getting. I don't know what's happening with my skin. I wash my face, I promise. But again, tapping into my brightening and then I deepen with my main. The same way I use bronzer for a summer color, I'm just trying to make this balance. Okay. Oh, good. You're still here, Mrs. Barris. Good. But I love that you can take these colors and you can make them work. So when you do like a glow kit, you don't want to do a full face. Keep a bronzer in there because you really just need a brightening, a bronzer, and then your lip colors. That's really all you need. So, oh, you named your puppy Bella. That's so cute. I love that. I can never get comfortable in this chair, and it's a cushiony chair. Okay, so look at this. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. I like staying like right up with you guys on this because I want you to see like makeup looks like makeup, but it should look good. It shouldn't be accentuate. I mean, let's see how close I can get. Like, I got pores, I've got like stuff, and my nose is not all gunk. Like, you guys are seeing like the stuff, okay? Good morning, Mr. Barris. But I like to be all up in here so you can see you can see how this makeup lays on my imperfect skin. I don't have perfect skin and I'm not gonna go get a chemical peel. This is what it is, okay? I don't have injections yet, not against it. I haven't done the stuff. I'm terrified of it. So, and I'm not against it because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I also don't want to pay for it. I'd rather buy a pair of shoes, maybe a purse, snacks. Snacks. All right, let's do our cheeks. I'm going to use Madrid. So Madrid is pretty similar to Frenchie. Okay, so Frenchie's a bit more peach. whereas Madrid, where are you, is more pink. But it still can work with my scarring, and I'm really nitpicky about my scarring. Like that's one thing I get real snippety about. And if it's showing through, I'll go home. And like, we've got to leave. I can see my stuff, and it bothers me because they don't look cute and freckly. But look at how pretty Madrid is on the cheeks. It's so nice. And then I'm going to go in with Sandstone. It's my favorite. It's great for summer. It's great for fall. It's in a good all season color because in the summer you look like you've been out in the sun and you've got that flush color. But then it's like this nice fall shade and you look like you're ready for a pumpkin patch. It's like apple pie for your cheeks. Apple pie is good all season for all things. Like you're happy, eat an apple pie. Having a bad day, go take someone an apple pie. Like it's good for holidays. It's good for everything. Same with Sandstone. Okay, we're gonna go in on this big fat end on the 3D brush, and I'm gonna tap into it. I don't tap in hard. This one picks up really easy, the way Bella picks up really easy. And then I'm gonna start up here. I'm gonna put that on my cheekbone, and then I'm gonna smile, and I'm gonna let it play with my Madrid. Just a little bit onto that Madrid. I really just put it up here on my cheek. I'm gonna need a fluffy brush. I'm gonna tell you that, like I'm getting the blush and bronzer. I can't put my cheeks on without that fluffy end at the end. So if you have just a kabuki brush laying around, that works too. But I'm just gonna tap this around on the top of my cheekbone, playing it into that temple there, into my hairline, smiling and putting it into that Madrid. And Madrid just helps you have that nice full, I think that Sandstone creates a full cheek. That's just what I think. I'm gonna take this pointy end and I'm gonna go a little bit into my brightening and my mane together, and I'm just gonna chisel this out because it's bugging me. This bothers me. I like a little cheek definition. Just a little bit, and then we'll do this. Now I'm going to take that fluffy brush. Don't worry, things work out. It's fine. We're going to take that fluffy brush. I can't not use it. There's just no way. And I just pound the crap out of it. And that just kind of softens the edges, and it's just so good. What is on my face? Is that a scar? Did I just really biff it up? Okay, hold on. What is that? It's a scar. We're going to take this. We're going to grab a little bit of Athens. I'm gonna go right over the scar. Thank you. Boom. That's easy, right? Easy. Okay, let's do the under eyes. You guys voted Demi. So we're gonna, you are 48 in it. Am I in? I'm 40 in it. I gotta go. Okay, we're gonna do, let's do brows. No, I'm gonna do my under eyes. Okay, Demi. This is where I have a hard time. I like Frenchie as an under eye. Audrey's really good. Y01 and 03. These two together are what I like. I'm going to grab the spot brush. Spot brush and the bright brush are really good for under eyes. It just depends on what you're doing under your eye. So for me, mine's more pinpoint. On this eye, there's this little darkness right here that this one doesn't have, but I get really dark right here in this little corner, and then I like to lift my trough. So lightness pulls out. So I can't, like I was saying, you can't change texture. Like this will always be here, but this is a shadow, not a color. And so I use Y01, yellow, orange, level 1 means light. I'm gonna tap a little bit into this corner here, and that's too much, but I'm gonna go right here onto this little corner. I'm gonna grab some of this and we're gonna go and pull it into the trough. Okay, you see that? We're gonna grab it and we're gonna pull that into the trough. So what this is doing is it's light and it's gonna lift out. So we're gonna tap this out, we're gonna blend this out, and using that balm at the beginning is gonna make this glide out, blend out really seamlessly, going into that trough. And do you see how it lifts? It's still there, but using that brightening gave it lift, and it corrected that darkness. Okay, now over here it's a little dirty. I call it dirty. It's discolored, but I call it dirty. So we're gonna take the fluffy and we're gonna tap onto 03, put a little bit on the tip, and we're gonna clean it up. We're just gonna sweep off that dirt. And I'm just gonna get right on the area. You don't wanna go around it. You're correcting point to point. And that's what it does. I really love Demi. I like a good punchy under eye. And so if you don't, this could be it. This could be it for your under eye. And you just sweep that 03 over it. Everybody's different. My Demi isn't your Demi, so message me and we'll talk about it. And we'll find the colors that work for you to do this. But I tell you what, this is still there. But using that light, Y1 is another really good one. It's this color right here. It's strict yellow. There's no orange in it. So keep that in mind. But yeah, can you use the Demi Balm instead? Yeah, absolutely. The only difference is one smells like peach and one doesn't. And I believe there's a small one if you're wanting to save compact size that is this size, and it's on sale because it's being discontinued purely because of the size, not because of anything else. All right, but look at how nice that is. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're going to hit that dark spot that I have here. And then I'm going to get this spot right here where it gets extra dark. It's just sometimes your under eyes, it's not strictly one color. And so sometimes you need more, but I'm going to get that trough right there. Okay, taking that fluffy end, we're going to tap that out, get that area, and then we're going to get right here, and then we're going to get that trough. Boom. So nice. Now it's dirty. We got to sweep it up. So again, we're going to go into that 03. We're just going to clean that up a bit. Sweep it off. A light touch. You don't need a lot. It's pure pigment. You need a fraction of it. You won't get creasing. You won't see it. It doesn't create its own texture. It looks like skin. And that's why people love Demi. I don't feel like I have the skin for Demi because of all my stuff. And I just haven't mastered it. All right, I'm going to go into the blend brush and we're going to brighten because I like a punchy under eye. I'm going to go into Sunlit. Tappy, tappy, tap. Very, very, very light, and smile. And you see where that shine will be? Go right on top of it. And we're going to go right up that orbital bone and tapping. You want very little product. I always start right here and then I push up into that inner corner and I just go up that orbital. And then when I'm done, I tap onto that soft tissue. There's nothing under this part of your eye. So it's soft and it could easily get textured. Take that fluffy end and bridge your blush to your under eye. And that's the difference of just Demi with brightening. It's so different. Or not so different. It's still nice. It's not like you're creating a bunch of texture. If you want to set your under eyes, that's fine. But be aware, powder will always change consistency to makeup no matter what kind of makeup it is. So I'm going to take my vanilla dust on the fluffy and we're going to put a little bit on, tap off excess. You're going to go to your temple back here and you're going to start out here, go down that orbital bone, and then when you think it's empty, you can bring it up. But if you do too much, you're going to create a chalky finish. And so just keep it light. That's what I suggest. A lot of people, I get very oily on my cheeks, so I go to my temple here and I'll bring it down. And then I'll get all those other areas where I worry about it. And the last place I'm going to press this in is right here. It's like glitter. You think it's gone? It's not. All right, going back in, we're going to go to that Sunlit. But look at the difference. Just Demi. This is Demi with Sunlit. So again, smile, hit that shine, going up. Grab a little more, hit that shine, go up. You want that soft tissue to be the last place you go. With creams, with powders, with all of it. Don't bake. Bake whatever you want on your face. That's where you take that powder and you press a bunch on and then you sweep it away. That will always add texture. I don't care. If there's somebody doing that and they don't have texture, that's called a filter. That's called a filter. All right, going into the temple here, and you're going to go down, and you're going to go up. Down, up, hit it. Okay, then we're going to go into here and down. I tell you what, I really don't like these breakouts I'm getting. All right, brows. I'm going to whip those out soon. Can I? Oh, lips. Where did my brows go? Did I put my brows down somewhere? Oh, for crying out loud, Amanda. I have them they're right here. I do my brows the same way every time. I'm just making the loudest noise possible. And then we'll do our lips because my lips are my favorite. But we're just going to comb it. We're going to take some Trust with the line brush. We're going to go from the bottom corner up and over. It's fast, it's easy, and it's just right here in this palette 6, so you can be all up in your business. But I just structure the bottom, go a quarter of the way in, and I structure the top, and then I flick the front. And I've created just a template. Then I'm gonna go and fill in. Just filling it in, especially back here where I have bald spots. I use oak, which is just a touch lighter. There's Trust and there's oak. And then we're just gonna fill it in, fill in those blank spots, and then I'm gonna grab from this bottom line and pull it up into my brow, grabbing from that front line and make little flick marks. And then I use the tip of this brush and I push this quarter line, the way I went a quarter of the way in, just press it and blend it in. Grab that spoolie and comb it up. You can use brow wax if you want. It really just depends really on the length of the hairs. If they're really long and they get a little wizardy, like my husband's. Yes. Good morning, Lisa. I'm gonna go right here and we're gonna go up. I was just saying, I wanna make sure everybody who's here hears it. Athens will be back on the 20th if you're needing it. All right. You were matched by another artist, but I think they're not the right colors. Well, if you go to my description, there's a form. I don't care if you shop with your artist, it's fine. I still like helping people. But if you would like, I don't know, you have to send me a picture. I can't really tell, but in the notes of the color match form in there, you can list the colors you're already using and maybe what the issue is. It could be that they could be too light or you're transitioning out of your summer shade. I don't know. All right, let's do lips. I'm gonna use my contour. We're gonna grab that 3D brush on the pointy end. We're gonna go into Cedar. I gotta go. I'm gonna go right here and I'm going to draw a shadow. It's gonna look like I have a shadow right there. I'm gonna grab it again and we're gonna give ourselves a mustache. An Italian mustache. And that's really just making it look like this has a shadow. And that's what we're doing. Instead of outer lining your lips, we don't want to do that. And I just do the middle, okay? Then we're gonna grab Sunlit and we're gonna do this. We're gonna make it look like we really love powdered donuts. I really like powdered donuts. I really like the cream-filled ones. That's just me. I love that custard filling. Okay, nobody needs to know that about me, unless you want to send me donuts. Okay, we are going to grab, oh, I put it right here. This is MAC Half Red. This is my favorite for well over a decade. I love this color. And when Renaissance came out, it was a dupe, but it's not available anymore. So instead of me just always using that, we're gonna go in with my MAC Half Red and I'm gonna line my lips and we're gonna go right on the edge. I tell you what, I will say, it's so much easier to line your lips with a pencil than a brush. And then we're gonna get the top, do not outer line, hug the edge. And by adding that shadow, it gives the illusion that your lip is just a little bit fuller. Color in the corners. So this does a couple things. Hold on. Okay, this does a couple things. One, when we added the shadows to the middle and the brightening out here, it created a bit more of a pucker, a little bit more of a defined lip, because I don't do the fill-in stuff. But by putting that contour in the middle, it also creates a barrier so you don't have bleeding into your lip lines. Okay, using a lip liner also keeps it from bleeding into the lip lines because lipstick can be a little glossy and can slip right into them. And so there's that. Okay. Oh, that's funny. That Instagram, I still can't figure that out, Mrs. Barris. But then by coloring in the outer corners with the lip liner against that brightening, it creates a contrast and a brightness, and it just makes your lips look really pretty. Okay, pretty. All right, now I'm gonna go into my latest favorite lipstick. Where are you? Homecoming. Again, this is only available till the end of this month. You wanna get it. It's so pretty. I'm gonna use my finger. We're just gonna rub it into the finger. Look at how pretty this is. It's just, when you take something dark like this, and then you add a color like this, it's hydrating and it's nice and it's good. And when it's mixed with MAC Half Red or Renaissance, if you have it, it's just this really pretty neutral. Look at how pretty that is. It's my favorite. I've been wearing this color for 2.5 weeks every day. Every day I've been wearing this color, and you can build up this. It's a gloss, so it's got a little sheen to it, and this is just so pretty. It is my favorite. All right, I'm going to set my face with setting spray, and I'm going to go to the framer now to get a piece of artwork for my father-in-law framed. But there we go. Hello, is it Maya? Maya, aka me, Maya. Okay. Mrs. Barris, click on my link. There's a little envelope at the top. Send me an email. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And so there's an email. Send me an email. All right. That's it. That's my makeup. It took us an hour. You guys make me talk a lot, though. It's really not my fault. It's yours. You guys have no one to blame but yours. Oh, wait. We forgot to add the last color onto the eyes. Glitter. Oh, I really don't want to add this. This is not going to be a neutral day eye. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of my brightening. Oh, I don't want to do this. I'm going to tap this right here. I really don't want to do this. Can I just say that? I don't know why I put this as an option. Everybody, this went down, hands down, #1 pick. Okay. Here we flip and go. I said flip. Glitter. Tap it on. I hate glitter. Reminds me of my youth. Okay, and I'm just going to use my finger to press it on. I recommend eyelash glue. I hate glitter, guys. Hate it. Hate it. I don't recommend it with the glitter. But geez. I have a friend and she wears glitter every day. Every day. It's okay. Boy, this is not what I would pick. It's good without the glitter. Ugh, let's look with a mirror. It's trash. I'm putting it on with getting more. It looks terrible, guys. I don't recommend any of our glitters. I've had my glitters, good God, where'd I put them? I've had my glitters for 3 years. I don't use them. I don't use them. I don't use these. It's trash. It's garbage. Oh God, I can feel it falling on my face. Well, it was a good eye look. Ugh, that's never coming out. Oh, did you hear my tummy? I need like crackers or something. Okay. Now I've got glitter on. All right, let's zoom out and see my whole face. That's it. That's it. All right, there's my face. We talked about a lot. It was good. I will be back. I'm going to say I don't like glitter, especially with falls into your, yes. You know what I used to do when I was young in my 20s? I used to use eyelash glue on my lips and I'd glue it on for like Red Riding Hood, you know? I made poor choices. I think I also did that with my eyelids. That was also another really poor choice. Just felt like sandpaper. It wasn't good. All right. It is a pretty look, but I think you could accomplish a very similar look with ginger. Stand by. So instead of using a glitter, let me say, you could easily get the same look. Come here. Okay, ginger. I would prefer ginger over Dollywood any day. All right, Foxy. Are you saying like Foxy as an eyeshadow or calling me Foxy? I love Foxy, the color. It is my favorite brown shimmer, but you could accomplish this look and it would look 1,000,000 times better. You could accomplish this look and it would look 1,000,000 times better if you just use ginger shimmer. I don't recommend any of the glitters. None of them. I don't like them. But this look was not my choice. I do in my Facebook group. If you're in there, go in there. There's so much more stuff. It's more pictures and information, like being the first to know about things. Oh yeah, micro glitter, dusty, not chunky. Micro glitter, maybe. But in there, you can vote on my colors. I did choose to put this as an option, so it's my own fault too. I just didn't think it would be everybody's top pick, but either way, it was going to happen this week. Just Monday, on my YouTube People's Day. Dang it. Anyway, go in there and see them and check them out. There's really fun colors in there that don't make it here because I don't always have time to make a video, but I am going to be here every Monday going live because everybody seems to, not everybody, you know, us crew, because we're the usual. I'm thinking it's going to be about 8:30 because of the school schedule. My teacher gets here at 8:30 to teach the girls. Okay, I have to go. Have a great day.